That's something else they fixed. I swear to God, you used to be able to get on top of that thing. Maybe not. I always thought you could. Must have switched from the GameCube to the PlayStation version. Heck if I know. Anyways, what's going on, everybody? It's Thundershot. Welcome back to more Sonic Adventure 2 Chao Garden playthrough. I need to turn my game volume down because, my God, my ears, man. Cat no. Anyways, so last time we got quite a bit accomplished. I actually just got done recording the audio for last session that I fucked up earlier today. So, like I said before, Phelps, I still don't know. I haven't posted the episode yet, so I don't know how to make his little flame permanent, or if it's even possible. But he doesn't have his flame, but everything else is still the same. No wings, no legs, a skull, all badass. I think I'm gonna make him a hero Chao, but as you can see, he's prepped and ready to go. Level 16 in swimming. Probably kind of overdid that one a little bit, but he's definitely gonna be a swimming Chao regardless of what happens to him. Aside from that, we have Brock, who I need to start giving power stuff. He's still way younger than the rest of these guys, though, so there's really no rush on getting Brock power stuff, but power stuff nonetheless, he will need eventually. Like I said, he's considerably younger than these guys, considering he wasn't even born until after Soul and Shadow. Let me fix my mic. He wasn't even born until after Soul and Shadow became evolved, so that's something to keep in mind. Brock's got quite a ways to go, quite a little while to spend here in the Chao Garden before he's actually able to do anything. And Boobies over here has actually walked himself into a corner. Now, Boobies is leaning a little bit dark for me, so I think what I'm going to do, because basically what we're doing now is we are waiting for these guys to evolve. You guys voted, the polls are in, you guys want to see Boobies. It wasn't unanimous. There were a couple people who would have preferred to see Shadow and Soul be the ones to carry on the whole racing thing, but raising 2 Chao is going to be so much more of a pain for me. And plus, way more people voted for me to have Boobies be our runner and karate guy and everything like that. So Boobies is going to carry on the legacy while we wait for all this breeding stuff to go through. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to go get some power stuff for Brock while we wait for these guys to evolve. Because I can't, even if I wanted to right now, I can't give Boobies a bunch of stuff. I can't raise him because then he could evolve at any time. And if he does that, he might not evolve into a running Chao. We really need him to evolve into a running Chao so that way he actually has a B in all of his stats. So that's something you got to keep in mind. So I can't raise Boobies until after he evolves. So until then, I'm going to give Brock some power stuff, and then we're going to play the waiting game until these guys evolve. And by we're going to play the waiting game, I mean that I am going to pause my recording, and as soon as I see any of them starting to evolve, we'll move on from there. This is Viagra. We don't have to give him shit because he's just going to be a neutral Chao. I don't know. I haven't even put thought into whether he should be hero or dark. I guess he'll just stay neutral. It doesn't really matter. We're only going to use him to breed anyways. We'll leave him neutral so that way you guys can see what literally the most neutral Chao in the world looks like if he was green, because obviously he's green. And he's got that stupid squiggly face. Alright, so I'm going to go get Brock his stuff and we will BRB. Okay, so we're back, and the first thing I'm going to do, just in case he does decide to evolve here within the next few minutes, which I think is unlikely, but you never know. We're going to go and we're going to pet Boobies. And I was thinking, well, I'm thinking about it right now. Just how long do we have until these guys evolve exactly? Because if I remember correctly, Shadow and Soul, I did not have them for too terribly long. I had them for a little while, don't get me wrong. I spent some time in the garden, but I did not have them for the longest time. Oh, the longest time. Okay, that's good enough. I'm pretty sure one more pet will call him good enough. I don't want to make him hero, that's for sure. I want him to stay neutral. He has to stay neutral or this won't work the way I want it to. Because then he won't be able to compete in the Hero and Dark races. So let's get Brock here. But anyways, I was thinking about how long it'll take these guys, excluding Brock, of course, to evolve. Now, where's this glitch spot? There you go. Is he in the glitch spot? Yes, he is. Okay, we're good. Because, yeah, like I said, I didn't have these guys for too terribly long before. I don't want to give this drive to anybody else. Didn't have these guys, or didn't have Shadow and Soul too terribly long before I got these guys, and of course Shadow and Soul just evolving would mean, in theory, that these guys were indeed about to evolve, again, with the exception of Brock. What do we have here? I have to recap one more time. Viagra is for stamina, Phelps is for swimming, Brock is for power, and then Boobies is the guy, okay, he's going to be here, okay. It all makes sense now, and then of course Shadow and Soul will do their thing. I'll leave the rest of those there. Brock, you need to face me, pal. There we go. Attaboy, Brock. Just take this. There we go. The only thing is that I think they're gonna evolve at like you know how Shadow and Soul basically evolved at exactly the same time. Come on. There we go. I think these guys are gonna evolve more staggerish because I took them all to the classroom in no particular order at no particular time, and some of them made it to all the sessions, others of them didn't make it to all the sessions, some of them barely made it to any, you know what I mean? So I think they're gonna evolve kind of staggered out from each other. So it'll be interesting. Not to mention, I took them to the classroom a few times while Soul and Shadow were napping and stuff like that, so they may have been in there longer than I thought, and it might be like an hour or two my time before they, oh wow, before they actually show up. So we'll see exactly how this plays out. But yeah, basically what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to keep giving Brock his Chaos Drives, and the next time I cut back, something interesting will have happened, or we will have a Chao evolution on our hands. So I'll be right there. I'll be back when that happens. I'll probably actually start a timer too, of assuming I, like, let's just say I finish giving Brock his stuff and then I leave the Chao Garden, then I'll probably start a timer and play Plants vs. Zombies on my phone until it happens. But anyways, see you guys then. Okay, so we're finally back, and oh my god, did that take way longer than I wanted it to. Oh, got my cord wrapped up. Alright, I fixed it. Anyways, that took way longer than I planned on it taking. Jesus Christ Marie. Okay, anyways, yeah, you know how the first time when I cut for Shadow and Soul, I told you guys I kept a timer and it was around 20 minutes? I thought it would be around that, maybe a hair more. It took well over an hour. I wanted somewhere between an hour and two, probably. Maybe. It couldn't have been more than 2 hours. Probably an hour to an hour and a half, somewhere in there. And Jesus Christ, I was waiting forever, frequent saving, just to make sure. In fact, I was literally just about to the point to where I was going to pick up one of them and take him to the doctor to think, okay, maybe they all evolved into neutral Chao when I wasn't looking or something, and I was gonna go see, because you can tell in the doctor, they'll tell you if they're a child or an adult. And so yeah, it was Boobies. Here's the man himself right now. You might have been able to hear it, probably not with how low I turn my stuff down, but there's a very faint noise that they make when they get into their cocoon, so I turned my TV volume way up to make sure I could hear it. But it didn't matter anyways. I just happened to be making, and I got lucky again with this one too, I just happened to be making my round to feed all the chow so I didn't get hungry or anything when he happened to pop into his shell. But I was playing Plants vs. Zombies, I was checking Twitter, I was looking at 9gag, I was doing all this shit. So we need him to stay neutral, and he's basically going to evolve into a running type. The main thing we want to look at here is, did he stay neutral? And it looks like he did. He has a green ball on top of his head, his transformation's complete. Green indicates he is a running type also, and the fact that his ball stayed a ball and didn't turn into a halo or a spike ball indicates he is a running neutral Chao, just like I wanted to be, so this is good. So let's check out the new and improved Boobies. As you can see, he's got streaks, or he's got his stuff grew longer, he's taller now. And there he is, and it looks like Viagra's proud of him. Giving him a good old wave. How you doing? Or maybe he really likes tails, that's also a possibility. There we go! Boobies! What do you think of him? His wings got incredibly small, but he stayed neutral. And a tiny little green, that's awesome how they're green, because he's white, so that's actually pretty neat. There you go, here, have a little pellet. Boobies has evolved, so now what we're going to do is we're basically waiting for the rest of these guys to go ahead and evolve whenever they feel like it. I shouldn't have picked him up, he was doing something. Viagra may have evolved. Nah. Viagra may have evolved already. I'm all paranoid now, thinking that they could have evolved. One thing I want you to notice, I haven't given Brock anything since the last time we talked, right? I've given Brock nothing. The thing is as Chao grow older, even from when they're first born to right before they turn into that evolved state, because I gave him all the power stuff, and because he's fixing to be more of a hero type now, because I pet him with tails a lot and gave him all this stuff with tails. And I think I'll leave him as a hero type, because hero power Chao look really cool, and I kind of want to stick with that. So that way he'll look really cool, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, his colors on him, because he was aiming towards the power type, naturally grew like that. So you can tell as Chao get older and older. Like you can definitely tell Brock's not a newborn. Even if I got a newborn and as soon as I got him made him a hero power Chao, he wouldn't look like Brock does now. And it's just because as they age, they get more and more defined, and you can kind of tell. I bet if I was to give Boobies a couple running drives a few minutes ago, that his spikes would grow even longer on the back of his head and stuff like that. So now that Boobies has done it, we know Viagra's close, we know Phelps has got to be close. We know Brock still has a little wit left in him. And of course, Thud and Rusty are in other gardens, but it shouldn't be long now before these two go ahead and pick up the pace and do their thing. I tried to make sure Phelps was hero. He might end up neutral, but I figure that's unlikely. The more I look at this little shit, the more I think he might have evolved. And that would cheese me off to no end. Because look at the way his head. He either evolved when I wasn't paying attention, or he's about to evolve. But I'm actually going to go find out right now. Just to be sure. We're going to find out if Viagra evolved. Because, again, it could just be he's really, really close to evolving, but it's the way his head is shaped and the fact that I'm paranoid really makes me want to check on this. The doctor will examine your Chao. He did it! He evolved when I wasn't paying attention. What an asswipe. Okay, so Viagra's evolved also. That's how little... And he's got that crybaby personality, but that's how little of a change he made. First of all, he stayed neutral, which means he wasn't hero or dark, and then he was stamina, which is the most basic way you can evolve. So he evolved when I wasn't paying attention, and I totally missed it. So yeah, Viagra's also evolved. He now has his S rank. Okay, well now I have to check on Phelps, because I wanted Phelps to be a hero type. It's possible Phelps is the only one who hasn't evolved, which I would be 1000% okay with, because I wanted him to evolve into a hero type, and it's too late to change him now if he's already evolved. Oh shit, okay. Wow, what a coincidence. That's him trying to evolve right there. So this is what I do when I see them evolving, and then I don't have my recording device on, is I exit the game right away, because as long as you don't let... Hold on one sec. Anyways, as long as you don't let him, once he hits the halfway point, like he starts the cocoon like you saw there, the cocoon gets all the way full till we can't see in it anymore. And right when it gets all the way full to where you can't see it, that's when they evolve. Once they snap, once they make that evolution, then you can't back out of the Chao Guard anymore. You have to turn your PlayStation all the way off or it's going to save. So as soon as I see that little faint little onion bubble thing come out, that looks like their head, I get out right away before they evolve, and then I start my recording, then I would come back in like we're going to do now. So let's go ahead and check this out. So let's make sure Phelps evolve. We want him to be a hero. He's guaranteed to be a swimming type. He's level 16 in swimming and 0 in everything else except stamina. So he's guaranteed to be a swimming type pretty much. But that's the thing. It would suck if you got your first Chao and you wanted him to evolve into stamina, because then you literally just, your best bet is to just not raise him until he evolves. But here we go. So this is 3 of 3. He's got green eyes around us. If you can see that, it's kind of like a green circle. Sometimes that's red. I don't know why it changes. But I've noticed sometimes there's little circles around his eyeballs. I don't think it showed up in the GameCube version like this, but he has red last time I saw him. Now they're green. I don't know why that changes. Maybe that's the actual color of his eye. Fuck if I know. But all right, this is gonna be. We're gonna see. We want this thing to turn into a Halo for us. Come on, Halo. Shit. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to not fuck this up. So since he didn't turn into the thing I wanted him to, I can't believe I didn't pet him enough. Okay, so this is gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be a rough one. Screen went blue for a little while. That's just me turning off the game. You'll see it fire back up. I'm gonna show you guys the whole process of how this works. So, oh shit. One sec.